All right, let's dive right into this explainer and talk about a number that is absolutely monumental. Your first $10,000. Now, you might be thinking, hey, why not a million? Well, because aiming for a million right out the gate is exactly how people get paralyzed. It's just too big. Making your first 10K, honestly, is the hardest part, but once you hit it, everything changes. It's like installing a brand new financial operating system in your brain. It proves to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that building wealth isn't just sheer luck. It's a learnable skill. And once you've learned it, you can literally just copy, paste, and scale it into lasting wealth.
So, here is our blueprint for today. We're going to cover 1, the 10K milestone, 2, choosing your income vehicle, 3, the $10,000 skill pyramid, and finally 4, investing for long-term wealth. Let's get right into it.
Starting off with Section 1, the first 10K milestone. We really need to focus on why establishing a realistic foundation is way more powerful than getting caught up in all the internet hype.
Okay, we need to completely debunk a super dangerous myth right off the bat. You've probably seen it, right? Some internet guru promising you'll get rich quick with crypto, or a friend who got lucky day trading. Listen, those methods demand huge upfront cash reserves and, honestly, crazy luck. They are definitely not side hustles. When you're just starting out, your reality has to be grounded. You need to focus on finding a hustle that requires virtually zero money to begin and literally puts cash in your pocket every single day. Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, choosing your income vehicle. We are going to strip away all that noise and look at what your real options actually are.
When you look at the landscape of your options here, online services is just the ultimate winner. Let's break down exactly why. So you've got in-person services, right? Think walking dogs or washing cars. Sure, it's fast cash, but you are totally limited to your local area, and you can only serve one person at a time. Then you've got local products, like handmade crafts. They take forever to make, the materials just eat up your profits, and your customer base is tiny. What about global products, like dropshipping? Well, yeah, massive customer base, but your money gets completely trapped in this endless, stressful cycle of restocking inventory. You could be waiting months to see a real profit. But online services, things like video editing, copywriting, or social media management, they completely bypass the local limits of in-person work and the endless restocking traps of physical products. You are combining a global reach with immediate cash flow. It's a total game changer. And take a look at this massive shift in margins. I mean, when you sell physical products, you're lucky to see a 20 to 30% margin, and boom, you immediately have to reinvest it anyway. But with online services, you're looking at insane profit margins of 70 to 80%, and that money goes straight into your pocket from day one. You're literally getting paid to learn and perfect your craft at the exact same time. Now, having the right vehicle isn't quite enough on its own. So let's move to Section 3, the $10,000 skill pyramid, so we can see how to actually make this new online service highly profitable. So this pyramid builds your foundation, starting right at the very bottom with positioning. Look, not all online services are created equal. The real secret sauce here is offering to solve problems for businesses that already have money to spend. Think about it for a second. If a business is pulling in 50 grand a month, dropping 2,000 bucks on you to solve a headache is basically nothing, as long as you're helping them make even more money. So instead of editing videos for small, unfunded creators who are scraping by, position yourself to edit videos for an established entrepreneur who is actively selling a product. You've got to put yourself right where the money is already flowing. And that brings us up to the leverage step, where you absolutely have to answer one crucial question. How do you make businesses pay you more? Because if you can't answer this, I promise you, you'll just end up burning out, working endlessly for absolute pennies. The answer to that is so simple, but honestly, it's profound. Businesses do not pay for your effort. They pay for results. Think about it. If you charge by the hour, you are just an expense on a spreadsheet. The client is always going to try to keep your hours as low as humanly possible to save a buck. But if you shift your pitch from the hours you work to the actual return on investment you provide, oh man, everything changes. If you run Facebook ads and you can prove you bring in fresh sales, that client stops looking at you as a cost. Suddenly, you're a profit generator. They will happily write you a bigger check because your work is directly making them richer. All right, moving up the pyramid to the reach step. A huge mistake beginners make is assuming they constantly have to chase down clients. It's exhausting. But consider the story about a graphic designer who just really loved making movie-style posters. All he did was consistently post his fun little designs on TikTok. That's it. Before long, he completely dominated the search results, and his inbox was absolutely flooded with businesses begging to work with him. The takeaway here,
Consistently document and post your work online, even if you are literally just starting out today. Make the clients come to you.
And finally, right at the top, we have automation. It's kind of funny, but mostly tragic that 95% of freelancers fail before they even really get going. Why? Simply because they are completely unorganized and they miss deadlines. It's crazy. The people pulling in thousands of dollars a month aren't always the most talented, and they certainly aren't always the most charismatic. They are just the most reliable. Overlooking basic reliability is honestly the biggest mistake you could possibly make. But hey, you can practically guarantee you land in that ultra successful 5% just by using automation tools. The top earners out there, they absolutely do not rely on a bunch of messy sticky notes or just their own memory. No way. They use a CRM system to effortlessly track their projects, automate all their follow-ups, and visualize exactly what revenue is coming in. By keeping your emails, your notes, and your files all in one centralized place, you become completely, flawlessly reliable. And that is exactly what gets you paid over and over again.
Okay, so you've made the money. Awesome. But making it is really just step one. So let's move into section 4, investing for long-term wealth. Because let's be real, blowing your hard-earned cash on supercars, designer clothes, or super expensive nights out, that completely ruins the whole plan. We have to learn how to protect and grow this money.
To do that, we are going to climb the risk scale of investing. We'll be stepping up, rung by rung, from your absolute financial safety net all the way up to the highest risk plays out there. Let's take a look.
Right at the very bottom is the high-yield savings account. Now, I know, calling a 3% return high yield is a bit of a joke in today's world. But listen, this step isn't about scoring massive returns. It is your ultimate financial safety net. Keeping cash parked here acts as a vital buffer. Think about it. If the market suddenly crashes and you have an unexpected life emergency, you never ever want to be forced to sell your stocks at a huge loss just to scrounge up some quick cash. This account exists to protect your other, more aggressive investments.
Next up, we have index funds, which are incredibly low maintenance. Have you ever heard that it only takes the price of a daily coffee to become a millionaire? It sounds like a cliche, but it's real. If you simply invest that $5 cost into an index fund every single day from age 18 to 67, those compounding returns could literally make you a millionaire by the time you retire. For example, the S&P 500 contains over 500 of the top publicly traded companies in America. And over the last 10 years, its average return has been over 10%. It's practically a wealth-building machine on autopilot.
Then, stepping up the risk ladder again, we move to individual stocks. Now, these definitely carry way more volatility and they require a lot more of your attention. But here's the cool part. They give you this incredibly engaging, hands-on experience. When you put your own hard-earned money into specific companies, suddenly you become extremely motivated to figure out how to actually read a financial statement, and you start really understanding how the market moves. Sure, it's higher risk, but it's a phenomenal educational tool that gives you direct exposure to the gains of single high-performing companies.
Finally, at the absolute top of the risk scale, we have cryptocurrency, assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Make no mistake, there is extreme volatility here. For every single person who makes a fortune, there are plenty of others who lose it just as fast chasing some random meme coin. If you do choose to climb this high on the risk scale, the smartest strategy hands down is to dollar cost average. That just means building your positions slowly and steadily over time. And please, only ever invest money you are entirely prepared to lose. I want to leave you with a final provocative thought that should completely redefine how you look at every single dollar you earn from here on out. It goes like this.